Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. And we're back to the Monster Manual 3.5, and we are looking at the Assassin Vine. So, the Assassin Vine is essentially a large plant with a 10-foot long central, vine that's about as big around as a human arm. So, I don't know how big my arm is. And then it's got some little vines coming off it in different directions, and its leaves look like human hands. It's a mobile plant, and I've never played this right. I didn't realize it was mobile, so I've always used this as a plant that was set up to do otherwise, to be like in one spot. It does say they don't tend to move, but they can. So let's get this base prepped. I think what we want to do is make. I kind of don't have a great plan. I didn't really think about it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we want to make like some rocks or something on here. In a natural looking landscape, because we want this to look like it might be some terrain we're throwing down. We don't want people to automatically assume this is a monster. Well, a carnivorous plant. So the whole thing with these guys is they just kind of like are super grapplers, and they get you, and they constrict you till you die, and then they feed off your nutrients. They're not intelligent. Though, wouldn't that be scary? If they were intelligent. So we want to get our little thing there. Get a little super glue. Super glue! And we're just going to make a base here, like we do every other time. We're just going to drag our super glue around and fill this up the best we can. All the way out to the edges, and then it'll pull in a little bit on its own, and that's okay. We can leave it like that, or we can mess with it if we want. Now I'm going to get a toothbrush and clean off this excess. Right on the old Shopski floor. Sorry, Shopski floor. Alright. We're going to need some stones here. So let's get our big rocks first, actually. Oh, steam popped. And this will also add some weight to this base, because I plan on having this kind of sticking up. Let's get a couple bigger ones, because I kind of want to have it coming out of the rocks in some way. I'm not sure yet. Maybe 3 kind of bigger rocks like that ish. I don't know, and have it coming out of the middle. And then we'll do some little stones around, and maybe when we're done, we'll add some a little bush or something to the base too. That's not actually part of the plant, but give the impression that it's, like I said, like a piece of terrain that we've made that people are going to look at and go, huh, what? Now, that one looks kind of like a long piece of poop. You could probably more easily. There we go. You could probably more easily use a pair of forceps or tweezers or whatever to get that where you want it than what I just did with a toothpick there. But hey, it worked. So we're just gonna put a tiny dab of glue on stuff, hold it in place. And then we just want to break that surface tension with some glue. Oops. Hopefully I'm grabbing the non-glue side of this bad boy. Once you break that surface tension and drag it down to the ground, it kind of gets all under there and it'll hold it in place when it dries. Alright, let's set this off in front of the fan. I'll turn the fan on lightly here. We'll let that dry while we work on the next part. Alright, so the next part we want to get a toothpick. We probably want some tin foil, I'm thinking, to make the central vine part. I don't know how much we need here. So the toothpicks are usually about 2 inches long, or a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off the, where's my snipper nippers? They're there. I'm going to snip off this to be about 2 inches long. There we go. And I'm going to kind of twist this into a viney shape. I'm going to leave it a little bit loose on there, and then I'm going to twist it more better than it is when I get it all wrapped up. Okay. So I'm going to kind of utilize that point from the toothpick there, and then just work it down. Get a rough vine shape, and I kind of want a little bit more along the bottom, make it a little thicker. So I'm just going to do that. Okay. And then we're just going to twist that all together. We got a little excess on the bottom here I don't really want. Beyond that stem. Something like that will work nicely. And then we just want to kind of create a shape that's not, completely regular to that. I twist it around, snap the wooden side there, and that tin foil will hold it kind of in place. And you don't want these to look super square, so snap it in a couple spots to make a more natural look, Go back and get our base. See how that looks at this point. Looks pretty good. Looks dry and solid. So I'm just going to get some glue in here. Just some. And I'm going to use this vine to pull that around in there. And kind of get it into a spot I like. I really would like this to be a little bit longer than that, honestly. And I might use 2 central stems or 3. I don't know. Let's look at it and think. And that'll work. We can do some little stems. All right, so there was something I wanted to do that I forgot. So I'm going to pull that out of there, actually. And I'm going to get some of that glue messed up. I wanted to wrap this in wire to give it a different look. I don't have a reason for that. I just thought it would look neat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to twist this wire around the bottom and tighten it up. And then I'm just going to let that piece go down and become part of the, under the glue. And then I'm going to wrap this in wire because I thought it would look cool. You don't have to do this to yours if you don't want to. This is just something I wanted to do. I'm going to snip that off. Just wanted to give it a little bit of a different look. Okay, now let's go back to what we were doing there with the glue. Get some glue in there. Now I have way too much probably. Let's push it around. Fill up that area between the rocks a little bit. Then get that set. Alright, I think that'll work better. Alright, so it says these have some smaller vines on them. And it also says that they have hand-shaped leaves. So let's get our smaller vines twisted up and tight. And we know these aren't as long as that one, so we got to snip some of it off. Yeah, I know. As much as we don't want to. And what I would do is the same deal. Just get a little bit of wire around here, pinch it tight, and wrap it around. That wire might not have been quite long enough, huh? Yeah, it works. Works all right. Let's bend that a little bit so it's in a weird kind of shape. We're just going to get that some glue and work it down in this little hole. So this isn't looking terrible. I think this is going to capture what we're looking for pretty well. I'm just making little maboobles. Maboobles. That's a new technical term that we just developed. You heard it first here on the Dungeons and Doom Biscuit channel. Linguist masters, enrichers of the language. I can't remember what the damn word I said was. Maboobles, magoogles, I don't know. Alright. So we're just doing the same thing, twisting up a vine. La 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 la. This will be our last little central piece here. Okay. Let's get a little bit of wire on that bad boy. Spider webs, spider webs. We're just doing the same thing with the wire. Just cinching it around the bottom, getting it tight so it sticks. There we go. And then we're going to roll it up as part of this. Again, I just thought that would make an interesting kind of addition to it. It's a me thing. Twist this one a little around, a little weird. Yeah, that wire's not quite long enough. Let's get that off there and get a different one. I'd rather have to cut off excess than it'd be too short, honestly. I'm having all kind of drama now. I can't get it to lock. Here we go. Pull that around. I mussed up. I mussed it up. Now you're like, okay, you're just messing with us. No, I'm not. I'm just really bad some days. Something like that. There we go. Let's twist that up and make it kind of like a lazy S. Yeah, like I said, the book does say that it's got one central vine, but I just thought it would look cooler like that, honestly. Like, and since it's mine and I can do what I want with it, that's what I came up with. So for the smaller vines, what I think I'm going to do is, instead of being a smart guy and going and grabbing a pair of needle nose pliers, I'm going to use these little wire stripper tool here. I'm going to get a toothpick. And this is just a cutoff from something else we've used in another project. I'm going to try to fold that in half over the toothpick. Like that. I'm going to grab these ends. I'm going to just twist this up. Something like that. And just twist that up. There we go. So what I want to do is I'm going to snip off this end. And I want to get that kind of down in there. So I'm just going to get a little bit of glue. I'm going to shove it down in there. Let's make another one of those, maybe 2 more of those. Might be easier. Oh, not lose your toothpick. It might be easier to do this just by hand and then come back and tighten it up with that. But let's get started by hand like that. Am I twisting it the wrong way? Who knows? Probably. Okay. I was going to try to get 2 out of this one if I could. There we go. I'm just going to get that in there the same way. A little dibby dab of glue on the fat part. The open part, if you will. And then kind of the same deal on this one. I might twist this one around a little bit of a different way. I'll snip that off. Boom, shakalaka. Alright. Get that down in there. Make that look like it's part of the plant. And I'm going to twist this one over to the side some because I think it would look better. Let me twist that a little bit this way. Alright. So on those parts, I'm worried those will not be super sturdy, so I'm just going to grab this glue. And I'm just going to drag it to hold. I'm not really coating this super well. I'm just kind of dragging it in there to get on the shape and add to the strength of that vine. I'm going to do that on all those. Just shoving it inside the braided wire. Not a lot. I'm not trying to change the texture drastically. I'm just trying to get a little bit of strength and a little bit of variation. All right. So I think that's what essentially we're going for right here, something like this. Let's get some of that spider webs out of there. All right, I think that's what we wanted for the assassin vine. Now we do need hands. So you could go to the Dollar Tree and buy like a little pack of like those little babies that you put in ice cubes or something like that, or whatever you have, and get hands. You can cut up old miniatures. There's a ton of options of what you could do. But what I thought I was going to do is I was just going to get something going with a... This is just an idea I'm having. Probably not a great idea. I got spider webs all over me. Oh no! Give me a piece of cardboard. Alright. So you're going to look at this and think this is not wise, because in my head right now I'm already going, this is not wise. So what I'm going to do is put these little snips of that on here like that. How many I got there? 5. And then here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little dab of glue like that. And I'm going to get these and lose them immediately. I'm going to stick these in here. This was a terrible idea, by the way. Maybe I should have just went down to the Dollar Tree and bought some of those little babies I was telling you about. Yeah, okay, this was a terrible idea. Alright. What am I going to use for human hands then? I don't want to cut up miniatures because that's expensive. I don't really have any babies anywhere, do I? Oh, I have one gross rubber baby here. I don't even know where it came from. But someone put it in my little, like, clear thing I have up here. So we're going to use his hands. And maybe something else. Oops. Yeah, we don't want to have only two hands. Alright. Looking in my box at garbage. Oh, nice. Hands for days. We got all the hands. All the hands. Look at this. Here's an old zombie. There's two more hands. About the size of that. Here's an old soldier. We'll use his hand. He's got a rifle in that hand. It's a loss. This guy's hands are no good. Let me go look for some more hands real quick. You got hands for days there, buddy. I can find some of those crappy zombies. Man, they're money shot hands. I probably should not be saying money shot. Alright. Tons and tons of things I would probably never use for anything just gave me all these free hands. I'm so excited about that. Okay. Throw these pieces back in the box in case we need them for something. Alright. See, you don't have to know everything or anything. We don't want that. Ugh. I'm not sure how I want to connect this. Maybe just a dab of glue. And then we'll come back with some super glue and strengthen those up so they don't come loose. So we just kind of want to rub that around and try to make it look as natural as we can. Natural as we can on something that doesn't exist. Of course, why not? Because they're just leaves, right? Right. So when we come back on part 2 and we start to paint this thing, we will talk about maybe how you would run something like this. Now, I have used this mob before, but I did not make it mobile. I made it where it was just a stationary thing. And it's stuck to my hand. Of course it is. Hey, Doom, learn how to use glue. I am actually trying to quit smoking right now, but I am not giving up my lighter because it is a crucial part of my workshop. I'm a lighter man. All right. Oop. Oh, I got a spider web. Dang it. All right, something like that maybe. I think we could use a couple more hands. Let me dig back in the box. Come on, box. Where's your hands? There we go. A zombie with hands. And unfortunately, most of the stuff has fists, which won't really capture what I'm trying to capture. Sorry. If I was a better planner, this wouldn't be happening. Blame me. Oh, I got sidetracked. All right, so anyways, she's got two perfectly good hands. Sorry, I saw some other stuff, and I found a clear flight stand piece that I was looking for yesterday. I didn't realize it would be in that box. This guy's got a pointing finger, and I thought we could use that for silliness. Extra points for silly. All right, sorry about that. I am old and strange. All right, let's get a good spot here. Dab that around, kind of get it on there good. All right, and let's do one over here. Then was this pointer one? It's kind of, maybe not. I don't know. I probably should have looked at the concept, or the not concept, the book art on this to get an idea how this actually was set up instead of just being silly. Okay, let's look at the book art. It's probably hanging from a tree in the book art is my guess. All right, that's not exactly what this looks like. All right, so we are going to have to, because we don't want to cover this whole thing in glue, and we want it to be sturdy, or I mean super glue and take all the texture away, or shoot, hot glue and take all the texture away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just dab some super glue on here and make this sturdy so it doesn't come apart, so everything sticks on here. Super glue is your friend. Get some down in there. All right, I think that's pretty sturdy, pretty super glued up. So this is going to have to sit in front of the fan for a little bit. Just get some extra glue up there. All right. Something like that. And it looks a little crazy right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to burn the little extra spider webs off it. And I'm going to base coat it, and then we'll come back and paint her up and see what it looks like. So this has been Doom. Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half the Dungeon Swag team. If you like what we're doing here, please hit the like, subscribe, and bell icons. If you like good miniatures at a decent price, we have some high-quality resin miniature prints on our website. You can check that out in the description. We have a Discord. In the Discord, we have a code to get a free miniature with no shipping or anything sent to your house, so you can check us out and see if you like our products. And if you've seen our products and you're familiar with what we do, you can go directly on the website and purchase some. And we have a discount code if you want to buy the monthly Loot Crate. 25% off your first month. And that's pretty intense because they're already dirt cheap. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on part 2.